hands were drenched in both American and Iranian blood. He should have been terminated long ago. By removing Soleimani, we have sent a powerful message to terrorists. In recent months alone, Iran has seized ships in international waters, fired an unprovoked strike on Saudi Arabia, and shot down 2 U.S. drones. The missiles fired last night at us and our allies were paid for with the funds made available by the last administration. The regime also greatly tightened the reins on their own country, even recently killing 1,500 people at the many protests that are taking place all throughout Iran. Today, I am going to ask NATO to become much more involved in the Middle East process. The American military has been completely rebuilt under my administration at a cost of $2.5 trillion. U.S. armed forces are stronger than ever before. Our missiles are big, powerful, accurate, lethal, and fast.
The MQ-9 Reaper is a remote-controlled surveillance and reconnaissance drone, which is capable of flying at high altitudes for long periods of time. It is equipped with a number of sophisticated sensors and cameras, which enable it to gather detailed information about ground activities, even at night or in bad weather. The drone is also equipped with Hellfire missiles, which can be used to perform precise strikes on specific targets. The United States began supplying MQ-9 Reaper drones to Morocco in 2015, as part of its security and defense cooperation program. This cooperation is intended to help Morocco strengthen its internal security and fight against terrorism and cross-border crime. Morocco has used MQ-9 Reaper drones to monitor borders, including with Algeria, Western Sahara, and the Mediterranean. Drones have also been used to combat drug trafficking, smuggling, and other forms of cross-border crime. However, the supply of MQ-9 Reaper drones to Morocco has been criticized by some human rights groups, who fear the drones are being used to surveil and suppress political opponents and human rights defenders. Man in Morocco. It is important to note that the United States has security and human rights protection measures in place to ensure that drones are only used in the fight against terrorism and crime. Cross-border, in accordance with international human rights law. In summary, the supply of MQ-9 Reaper drones to Morocco by the United States is intended to help Morocco strengthen its internal security and combat terrorism and cross-border crime. While this has raised concerns about the misuse of drones, it is important to note that the United States has security and human rights safeguards in place to ensure that drones are used only within the appropriate framework and in accordance with international human rights law. Indeed, the supply of MQ-9 Reaper drones is a key aspect of security and defense cooperation between the United States and Morocco. The United States views Morocco as a strategic partner in the North Africa and Middle East region, and has established a close cooperative relationship with the country in many areas. In addition to the MQ-9 Reaper drones, the United States has provided Morocco with military training, defense equipment, financial aid, and technical assistance as part of its security and defense cooperation. Morocco has also been a key partner in the fight against terrorism in the region, cooperating with the United States and other countries to prevent terrorist groups from recruiting, financing and planning attacks. Additionally, the supply of MQ-9 Reaper drones is also an example of the growing use of drones in security and defense operations around the world. Drones are increasingly being used for surveillance, reconnaissance, intelligence gathering and strike operations, due to their ability to operate remotely and fly for long periods of time. However, it is important to note that the use of drones raises privacy, security and human rights concerns. Governments must ensure that the use of drones is limited to legitimate purposes, and that drone operations are conducted in accordance with international human rights and privacy laws. Ultimately, the supply of MQ-9 Reaper drones to Morocco is an example of the complexity of security and defense cooperation in today's world. It is important to balance security needs with human rights and privacy concerns to ensure that security and defense operations are carried out effectively and ethically. The MQ-9 Reaper drone is equipped with a wide range of ammunition and is capable of targeting various types of targets, ranging from enemy combatants to military installations and weapons production sites. Here are some examples of ammunition and potential targets for the MQ-9 Reaper drone. Hellfire missiles. These missiles are designed for use against ground and air targets. They can be laser or radar guided, and are particularly effective against light targets, such as vehicles or buildings. GBU-12 Paveway 2 bombs. These bombs are also laser guided and are designed to be dropped from high altitudes. They can be used against medium-sized targets, such as buildings or military installations. GBU-38 JDAM bombs. These bombs are GPS guided and are designed to be dropped from high altitudes. They can be used against large targets, such as weapons production facilities or military bases. AIM-9 Sidewinder missiles. These missiles are designed for use against enemy aircraft. They are equipped with an infrared guidance system that allows them to detect and track targets using the heat they emit. Potential targets for the MQ-9 Reaper drone may include enemy combatants, military vehicles, weapons production facilities, military bases, terrorist training camps, weapons and ammunition caches, and other strategic targets. The MQ-9 Reaper drone is equipped with a wide range of ammunition and is capable of targeting various types of targets, ranging from enemy combatants to military installations and weapons production sites. Here are some examples of ammunition and potential targets for the MQ-9 Reaper drone. Hellfire missiles. These missiles are designed for use against ground and air targets. They can be laser or radar guided, and are particularly effective against light targets, such as vehicles or buildings. GBU-12 Paveway 2 bombs. These bombs are also laser guided and are designed to be dropped from high altitudes. They can be used against medium-sized targets, such as buildings or military installations. GBU-38 JDAM bombs. These bombs are GPS guided